Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human.
Did you see the fucking recommended specs on this shit?
PC via Epic Games Store. Epic Games Store getting a lot of push.
Did you see the Destructoid front page
What
when this got
are
announced?
the rec specs?
Did you see the fucking front page of Destructoid? It was a quote from Tim Sweeney saying, "Hey, we're not gonna. The reason why Epic doesn't have that many games on the service, we're not gonna put bad games on our platform." And then 3 hours later, this got announced. And so they were right next to each other in the fucking newsfeed. Was the funniest fucking
Has there been
thing.
a single piece of positive news about the Epic Games Store? I can't think of...
Get ready for
People are so mad about the Outer Worlds.
Get ready for the biggest one, because Borderlands 3, they leaked out a Twitter ad, and that's going to be at the Epic Games Store. And get ready for people to be absolutely fucking pissed off for good reason. So, Woolie, I don't know how familiar you are with the Epic Games Store at all.
I've never even seen it.
So there's two reasons why people are pissed. One, paid exclusives on PC is the worst thing ever. That was one of those perks that you just got to ignore as a PC gamer, right? And the second thing is that the Epic Games Store is the worst store ever.
Okay, well, now hold on, because we're really fighting through a world of bullshit of, I've had to use Origin a lot recently.
Okay, so
I've used Uplay.
I will explain to you why, and it's in a simple manner. The Epic Games Store barely exists. There's no search function in the store tab. There's no shopping cart. There's no email verification when you make an account, so people can steal your email out from under you without verifying it.
Then why the push for exclusivity?
Money, Woolie. They're building it later. They put out a roadmap.
But
Woolie, they put out a roadmap, and they say that they're going to have a shopping cart within 6 weeks.
Oh my god. So the store was supposed to be something else by this point in time, probably?
No, they're just starting it up now.
Because when you start locking in exclusives, usually you know...
Also, the game spies on your processes in a way that is somewhat uncomfortable to a lot of people.
If your store is shit, I hope everyone yells loudly until they realize that you can't do that. At the very minimum, if you are pulling people away from the platform that is there that they can have the news and works or whatever, and you want to go with an exclusive thing, at the very minimum, your thing should be competitive. And if it is, then you can go, well, I can see why they want to do this.
Well,
it's
Woolie,
inconvenient, but I get it. That's business, right? We can't be like, hey, why isn't the fucking PSN on the eShop?
do you want to hear the competitive nature of this thing?
Sure.
Fortnite.
What about it?
Fortnite.
Okay, but
No, the thing
it's
is,
not the only place you're going to...
they
would never...
They have hundreds of millions of people registered to an account system.
Yes.
So they go, let's build a store around it.
But Fortnite
And
is
then-
on everything.
Yes,
And
but
Fortnite
on the
will never
PC, they have hundreds of millions of accounts registered.
So,
So then they go, well, why don't we leverage this into a store?
why don't we...
But then they have Fortnite money.
Yes.
And
Got it. Got it. No,
apparently, the deal for developers for this timed exclusivity is the wildest exclusivity deal ever, which is that first of all, they only take, I think it's 12% of the income rather than Steam's 30.
Yep.
And apparently, if your projections for sales end up being way lower than what you get, they will reimburse some of that to you.
If you're trying to...
So if you lose sales by going to Epic, they will reimburse you some of the cash. So there's no loss.
Yeah, if you're trying to fight Steam, you have to do that.
Yeah. But the problem is that the Steam fight it's bad. There's no offline mode.
I
have friends who had their accounts stolen due to Fortnite because
what do you mean there's no offline mode?
I mean that you can't play anything offline. The store doesn't go offline.
Okay, so everyone signs up for Fortnite. That's infinity people.
Yeah.
Right.
And they go,
We have a list. They're all here. What do we do?
make some money.
Make some money.
Well, okay. No one likes it because our store is literally a web page. Instead of spend a shit zillion resources to get the fucking store up to snuff
Working.
within like a day.
They
said
spend the resources to get the exclusives.
let's spend a couple $1 billion
on exclusive. Yeah,
buying
lock
a
it down.
dozen games.
Lock it down.
Yeah.
And then that way, who cares how bad it is? You're coming here for it.
And they actually did an interview, I think with Sweeney, who said, like, listen, we obviously can't do this forever. There's not enough money in the world to just keep buying up PC games for years. But we think we can build an install base with this. But the reality of it is that everybody that I know that buys and plays a lot of PC games is like boycotting that store out of fucking spite because they're so mad.
I heard one of the funniest things this weekend about, like, because at the Mixer, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what's the deal with the Mixer? Yeah. Right? What's the deal with spinning Mixer?
What is it?
And there's like, what's different or whatever. And so there's a couple of things in particular, like the whole, like, the partner threshold is way lower.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get in there, but then not a lot of viewers get in there. So what you end up with is a community of a bunch of creators kind of watching each other's stuff and hosting and rehosting in a perpetual creator content paradise.
Sub for sub.
But it's because sub for sub world.
Sub for sub world.
Sub for sub universe. But what ends up happening is there's stuff that is there, like so when you watch stuff, you can build a currency by watching over time.
Yeah.
It's like bits, but it's watch currency. And then that currency can be spent on certain types of emotes. Like every time you want to do a certain type of emote, you spend some currency to do the one.
Yeah.
And that watch currency, when the emote is spent on your channel, then it gets turned into real currency.
Okay.
So then
that's all right.
So what happens is the watch currency turns into this, and then that turns into an emote, and that emote currency gets sent to the creator, who collects whatever at the end, and it's like, yeah, that's real. That's money, dollars off of an engagement,
off of just people watching.
But and choosing to engage.
Sure.
Like, so that's a thing that's in place. Where is that money coming from? What's happening there? Is it like that? Doesn't sound like it can last.
It's coming from Microsoft.
But it's like, is it like, okay, is that if you told me you get the currency from watching an ad,
which is what bits are,
then it's like, okay.
Well, it came from the ad.
Then it fully comes.
The ad subsidized.
But if it comes from not watching an ad, but just watching the
I'll tell you exactly where that fucking comes from. That comes off of Microsoft's belief that ad revenue will support engagement revenue, and that they'll balance each other out. Will they? No, of course they won't.
I'm so confused by that.
Because ads on the internet are bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick what makes the world go round. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway.
I only say that on the episode where we didn't have any sponsors this week.